Today in the news, we talk a little RTX, the end of an app, and a small version of something else. What's up, guys? I'm your host, Snows, and this is your boot sequence. Alright, so let's talk about the elephant in your YouTube sub box a little bit. The 2080 and 2080 Ti reviews are out, and they're great reviews, but well, they're incomplete. And that is definitely not the fault of the reviewers. They did the best they could and were still able to draw conclusions on the card. You see, the main problem here is Nvidia. Shipping a card with tech that is great on paper, but not applicable anywhere yet is definitely not a good look for their products. And the prices, wow. I mean, I'm always hopeful for companies, whether it's Intel, Nvidia, AMD. I want their stuff to work great, be great, and above all, be reasonably priced. But this just doesn't seem to be the case at launch here. If we do a quick summary, the 2080 is much faster than its 2-year-old predecessor, the 1080, but it comes at a pretty big price difference. The 2080 Ti is much faster than its predecessor, and it's comparable to the Titan V, which is really good, but once again, it comes at a pretty big price increase. And that is the main problem. Don't advertise your cards as starting at $999 if none of the cards, especially at launch, are at that price. Every single 2080 Ti that I've seen are 20% more expensive than the starting price. You probably saw the performance review from Hardware Canucks or other publications, and the cards have potential for more, but they rushed the launch, and the inability to test its full capabilities properly renders talking about the card a little bit useless to me. How much do you want to bet that in 2 to 3 months we'll see a second wave of reviews for those cards trying to benchmark the performance again, but now with DLSS and ray tracing and all these kinds of things? It's a shame though. Ray tracing, and I'm not talking about Nvidia here. I mean, AMD is working on it too, and I'm sure that Intel will incorporate it into their GPU, but it is the future. It just seems like 2018 might not actually be the year for it. I would have preferred Nvidia didn't hype up the RTX features, but they had to because these cards at these prices would have made no sense otherwise. The thing is, they still make no sense now because the price isn't what they announced and the gaming industry isn't ready for ray tracing yet. Anyways, those are my 2 cents. I'm sorry if I was a little bit confusing at some points, but yeah, these are my 2 cents. Anyways, let's move on to In Case You Didn't Know. YouTube just announced that it is retiring its 3-year-old gaming app. YouTube Gaming has been growing non-stop since launch, but its iOS and Android apps have always been a bit of a head scratcher. They probably segmented the gaming section of YouTube to mimic the Twitch experience, but realized that it was not that great of an idea. All the features that were exclusive to the gaming section of YouTube will be merged into regular YouTube. If you haven't visited gaming.youtube.com in a while, the website will even ask you if you want to merge your gaming subscription with your regular subscription. The official end of the gaming app will be in March of 2019. Moving on, Firefox gets a new browser on the Viveport, Oculus, and Daydream app stores. The browser, called Firefox Reality, is designed specifically for VR, AR, and MR. It has features like voice search, movie mode where the rest of the environment will go dark, privacy mode, resize mode, and is a good way to go straight into VR from a web page. With the recent update to their browser that uses GPU rendering acceleration, this might be a good way to browse the web in VR. While most VR desktop experiences offer a lot of similar features, I think that being able to launch a web VR experience is what differentiates Firefox Reality from the rest of the browsers or desktop apps. Then in gaming, after the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, we get the PlayStation Classic. The company announced the device today and it's already up for pre-order. The PlayStation Classic comes with 2 replicas of their PS1 controllers and will come in the OG gray. While we don't have a list of games, the Classic console will come preloaded with 20 genre-defining titles, with some confirmed like Final Fantasy VII, Tekken 3, and Ridge Racer Type 4. I hope that for nostalgia's sake, they give us one jam pack. I mean, you guys remember those, right? You'd get like 10 demos and you could play them until it would kick you out back into the menu. Oh, good memories. Oh, also bring back Jet Moto. Please bring back Jet Moto, it was such a good game. What titles do you want to see back on the PlayStation Classic? Let me know down below, I'd love to see what kind of games you played back then. Alright boys, some of you might have noticed the box behind me during the intro. I have a 2080 for a few days, so I wanted to know if you guys were interested in me sharing my experience with it. I'm going to install it in my system and see how it performs. For me, anything new is an upgrade since I've been rocking that 380X in my system for a while now. If you have specific questions about the card on how it performs, let me know down below and I'll try and answer these questions on Friday or Monday. Also, stay tuned for a possible surprise game live stream where I try the card. Anyways, that is pretty much it for the news, guys. Hit that subscribe button with the bell icon so you're notified if I'm streaming. Click right here to see the latest video, and I will now open the box with the RTX 2080. I couldn't get a 2080 Ti, I'm sorry. This is a 2080, it's the best I could do. Alright? Stay frosty, and I'll see you on the next one.